Guys, Jurassic here. Today we're back to Lord's Mobile. We're going to be going over the Dragon Arena today. So there's a couple things that you need to get prepared before you actually are ready to go into the battle. So if you click on Dragon Arena Trial, you'll notice there's a little exclamation point down here for Arena Check. Basically, if you have any troops gathering right now, you need to make sure they're inside of your base before you're able to teleport in there. As soon as you're ready, you're able to go back into that event area, click on this little green button, and then it's going to transfer you into the kingdom. If your wall is damaged, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to enter, so you need fully healed walls, and any troops injured during this event will automatically get healed, so make sure you have your infirmary fully healed before you enter, and then any troops that are hurt will automatically get fully healed. So you can click on the map to see like a basic layout of things. So underneath Outpost 2, you'll notice that it starts in 2 minutes, so it actually gives you a little bit of layaway time, about 5 minutes or so. So the main outposts are going to give you a little bit more points compared to other objectives around the map. So another thing that you can do is hide some of your troops that you don't want to accidentally send into the war. So just come over here into your base, into your shelter, and just put whatever you want in there. And you'll notice in your barracks that you have a lot more troops compared to normal. It'll jump up to about 200,000 for each different troop type for tier 2. And as soon as the timer begins, you want to try to get to your main outpost closest to you guys. So the enemy base also has one they're close to. So for example, we're on the Outpost 2 side, so we want to teleport over to the Outpost 2. You get one free transfer. So if you transfer any other time inside the Dragon Arena, you have to use your own relocator. And that's going to be bad since you need to use another relocator once the event's over. So there's a couple different options to attack these forts. You can do a rally attack, which basically you can set up your own combination. That way your guilds can attack it together. But when you're attacking these forts, you don't actually have to kill anything if you're just fighting it yourself. So a regular attack, you will actually take over these outposts. You want players with a higher battle hull to control these outposts. That way they're able to gather maximum amount of reinforcements. Some of your lower level players might only be able to hold like 78,000 extra troop space, in which case that's going to limit your capacity to hold all of your squad mates to either help defend your castle or just to get points in general. Each person on your team needs to get a minimum of 10,000 points in order to get the maximum amount of dragonite. Dragonite is awarded for getting 10,000 points, and then you'll be able to unlock a new hero called Boom Master. So you notice on Outpost 2 it says battling for 2 minutes 52 seconds. It takes some time there, and then basically it's going to get locked in that we own it. So when you click on it, you can click reinforce, and this is where you can send in your army. Depending on how many people are being active at the time, you may only want to send one troop or so, but since we're down a couple players right now, we're going to send our maximum amount. That way we have enough to defend it just in case they do get attacked. So you'll notice on the map, Outpost 1 is actually available for us to capture, so we went ahead and did it. And some of these other ones, like the Ancient Remains, it'll be open in 2 minutes and 25 seconds. Same with the hot springs and the citadels. Everything opens at the exact same time around the entire map. So once those open, an additional 2 minutes will go by, and then the caravans will start going, and they pick random places around the map to head towards. So now that it's open, we're just going to click on attack. We're going to send in whatever forces that we want to try to defend it. Since we're going to be the one holding this fort for our team this time, we're going to be making sure our guys speed up there in time. So click on the little speed up button, and you'll notice you have Dragon Wing boots. These are 100% free to use during this event, and they get taken away from you as soon as you exit. And if you just keep on clicking speed up and use, you can just spam it and make your troops run super fast over to the next area. So as you guys see, we went from like 3 minutes down to 17 seconds. We're going to fight for a couple seconds, then we're going to take the stronghold ourselves. Now that it's ours, we're good to go. So now other people are able to reinforce us like we reinforced Outpost 2. And same with the hot springs. You'll notice that our squad mate is actually going to be battling somebody else for this one. Now the cool thing about this is you can see a whole bunch of people fighting together, in which case you can click view the battle and see what all is going to be happening. So we're actually going to watch this one just so you guys can see what all is happening. Basically, our troops against their troops, and whoever owns the fort, whatever leaders that they assign, those are going to be the defending forces, and the attacking forces is whatever they had signed up on their own. Cool thing about Dragon Arena is since it gives you the troops, it sort of evens out the playing field, so it's not like it's going to be completely lopsided on who's winning against who. If most of the people are using tier 2 troops, you can use some of your higher tiered troops if you wanted to. After the Dragon Arena, all of your troops will get healed, so don't spend any of your gems sitting there trying to rush heal them in the infirmary or anything like that. And as you guys see, we completely defended that fort, and we're good to go. If you have a tier 3, it is a little bit better to attack with tier 3 and reinforce using your tier 2s. You'll notice the Ancient Remains, we get solo 1500 points, 300 occupation time. And we also get a 50% army boost. That's going to be super useful. The Citadel, it gets a little bit more points, 1800, 360, but doesn't actually grant you any cool abilities or anything like that. We head over to the Hot Springs, that's going to be a little bit different. This one is going to give you a 50% healing speed boost. If you guys are curious how to do this, you click on Stronghold Info, and that's what pops up, and at the very bottom there, it tells you exactly what it does. So basically, the main forts are going to give you the most amount of points, but they don't actually give you any cool abilities. So if you're in a very hard fight to handle, definitely taking either the Hot Springs or Ancient Remains is going to give you a huge advantage over your opponent. This is a good example, but if you decide to fight later on in the evening instead of earlier in the morning, you are going to end up with a little bit easier time. So the early morning times is going to be mostly against European servers. Later on in the evening, not everyone's going to be up, and you'll get a little bit easier battles. Just like this, we're playing at about 11 o'clock at night. Now, if you guys are curious, you can actually see your active participants. Those are at the bottom left-hand corner there. You'll see 13 versus 2. So they have 2 members actively in their arena right now. We have 13. We have the 50% boost on health and attack. Basically, they don't have any other boost, and you can sort of see which division we're in. We get unlimited amount of teleports, but you do have to pay for it on your own. Higher up divisions, you are actually restricted on it, even though most people don't want to spend more than one relocator anyways. So now the caravans are active. Basically, they're just going to be slowly running into the little bases to getting extra amount of points. And you'll see it make like a little bright flash whenever it actually does cross over into the outpost of whichever area that you own. The caravans are going to be completely random on which pattern they go to. They're going to be the 3 at the very top or the 3 at the very bottom. Now, if you are in an international guild, you may get different kind of languages here. Click the little refresh symbol here to translate it. So basically, at the fort I'm able to control, I can send anybody's army back. So I'm going to send my buddy Call Me Sith's army back since he has the most amount of troops here. You just click that little return arrow there, and it's going to send his troops on back. You can also manually send your own troops back, but we'll get into that in a minute. So I'm just going to let my buddy here know that he's got space to put his troops in here. He needs to at least have 1 soldier in any of the forts to slowly start building up points. As long as he gets that 10,000 point range on his own, then he's 100% good to go. So Outpost 2, we have our troops here, but technically they still have a whole bunch of armies protecting, so we can just click recall. Now, recall is only going to recall the troops that we've actually sent in our own. It's not going to recall everybody else's. So as soon as we click OK, our army is now going to be heading back towards our base, in which case we can reinforce it with 1 troop if we wanted to, whenever it gets back. So now instead of taking like 78,000 space, we take 1 space. And if you click on the little red icon on the left side of your screen, you can also manually click return to castle. So any of the other forts that we're in, we can actually manually recall our guys back. That way you don't have to worry about someone sending it back to you. So even if you are trying to attack somebody and you need another army space, that's how you're able to do that. And we won this battle. So it turned out to be 18 versus 8. They never actually attacked anything. But whenever you're done, all you have to do is click on this little green tile down here. Now the problem is you are going to have to wait for all of your troops to return back to your turf before you're able to do that. So the cool thing is, since we're still in the Dragon Arena, if you click the little fast forward button right here, you're able to spend your dragon wing boots to speed all of your army back to you. So we still have 7 left. they're automatically going to take this away from us whenever we exit here, so there's no reason to hold on to any of them. So now the Dragon Arena is over, make sure you click this little green button over here on the left side of the screen. That way you can return back to your original kingdom. So whenever you head back to your main kingdom, you are going to have to use one relocator. If you notice on the right side of your screen here, if you click the drop down, your guild probably has a hive location marked. That is how you're able to easily find it and then teleport back. That is going to be it for today, guys. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.